Good morning, Cedar Park. Today is Wednesday, January 25th, 2023, and it's a B-Day.
This week's Pack Chat, our hosts discuss Biden's classified documents, the Oscars, and more.
And don't forget to catch your Pet of the Week.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now. Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome back. I'm Abby Martinez, and I'm here this morning with Jack Polshuk and Katie Whitmarsh.
So yesterday morning, some may have noticed a little extra Mr. Rogers in our show. Because of that technical difficulty, we wanted to give you another chance to see our lead story.
As we've said before, this year marks CPHS's 25th year. There is a handful of teachers and staff who have been here since the beginning and since the doors first opened to our campus.
This semester, CPHS News is starting a new series to highlight those original T-Wolves who are still here.
First up, we're spotlighting Registrar Alice Christofferson and all that she brings to CPHS.
Ms. Christofferson.
Ms. Christofferson.
Ms. Christofferson.
Ms. Christofferson.
Ms. Christofferson has been the PEMS registrar at CPHS since the campus opened in 1998, and she has made an impact on staff and students alike.
And I was only going to stay till my daughter graduated, but here I am.
While her main job is to enroll students, do transcripts, and help out in attendance, her bright personality and warm heart shine past her office.
She's one of those people that really just comes here every day with such a positive attitude, and she lifts people up around her. She's fun to be around, and she's really good at what she does as well.
The cool thing is as a human, she cares about students as much as the teachers do, and she cares about teachers.
She is probably the most selfless person on this campus. She is always willing to help anybody and everybody and wherever she can, all the way from taking tickets to attendance and working in the counselor's office. And she's just always there for everybody, and she is just a fantastic person to be around and to work with every day.
While staying at Cedar Park for 25 years wasn't her initial plan, she can't imagine being anywhere else.
I've made a lot of friends that I've been friends with for a long time, and there's teachers that have worked here before that have moved on, and I'm still friends with them, 25 years later. So that's not the only reason I stay. It's just that I've made a lot of good friends, and we still keep in touch. But like I said, I do love the culture, and I feel like this is my home, and if I were to go anywhere else, I may not like it. So I've stayed.
And working alongside her all these years has been Cindy Burkett.
She is just a joy to work with. She always makes you laugh, has great stories to tell. She has such a great memory. She remembers everything. So I always go to her when I need some information and I don't remember. And she remembers all the great stories. So if you ever want to know anything new and interesting or old and interesting about Cedar Park High School, visit with Ms. Christofferson.
We are so grateful to have Ms. Christofferson.
She's the registrar, but really she's just the heart and soul of Cedar Park.
Ms. Whalen really says it best. Ms. Christofferson truly is the heart of our campus and demonstrates exactly what it means to be a Timberwolf.
Stay tuned all semester as we spotlight more original T-Wolves.
Up next, Kira Cox joins us with today's headlines in this morning's brief, but first, this break.
Happy Wednesday, Cedar Park. I'm Kira Cox here today with the top headlines in this morning's brief. First, the Oscar nominations list was released yesterday morning. Among the list was Michelle Yeoh, the first Asian woman to be nominated for Best Actress since 1935. Topping the list of nominations was the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, which earned a total of 11 nominations, followed by Banshees of Inisherin and All Quiet on the Western Front. One of the biggest surprises has may have been the inclusion of Top Gun: Maverick in the Best Picture category. The Oscars are scheduled to take place on March 12th. Next, the Senate held their much-anticipated Ticketmaster hearing yesterday. While the Senate was inside the Capitol, Taylor Swift fans were standing steps away from the Capitol grounds after Taylor Swift's Eras Tour's tickets were released on the Ticketmaster site. The website crashed, leaving many fans waiting without the ability to get tickets. Lawmakers are calling for more transparency in the ticket site and information on where their money is going. Lastly, a public library in Killeen, Texas announced in a Facebook post that a book was returned 44 years late. Chilton's audio repair manual was checked out by the city's water department 44 years ago and would have accumulated $1,606 in late fees. They have not released what caused the book to be turned in so late or why it was turned in after all this time. So, what do you guys think?
I was talking about this earlier, but I think it's really funny that you cannot graduate high school if you don't return your library book.
You know, that's probably going to be me. Actually, I don't think I've ever checked out a book from the library.
Yeah, I definitely did it more in elementary and middle school, maybe like a few times here, but.
Middle school was my jam, and then I always got in trouble because I was like more than 2 weeks late.
Do you think it like crosses over from your like elementary school all the way to high school?
Well, considering I didn't go here, I'm good. I know.
No, you're good. But like, what if like we turned in like never turned in a kindergarten book or something?
It's Abby's like if you give
Bringing
a
out
mouse
the
a cookie
receipt.
in like 2012, she didn't turn it in.
Yeah, very possible. Well, thanks, Kira.
Welcome to the first Pack Chat of the year. We got a live studio audience this time. I'm Jack Polishuk, joined by Caleb Taylor and Tanvi Sankoli, and guest co-host Reagan Hill, as we discuss this week's most trending topics. Let's get started. First, President Biden has been caught with classified documents at his private residence in Delaware from both his time as vice president and president. This also follows documents being found at former President Trump's residence, but as of right now, very little information has been released about the documents or what they contained. So, what do y'all think of this whole situation?
You know, to be honest, Jack, once I heard that Biden was also doing the same thing as Trump, it really makes you wonder how much this is happening in the White House and if other politicians are actually doing this. Because I know with Trump, a judge issued the warrant to go into his house and get those documents, but with Biden, it was consensual. He did say that they could go into his house and get the documents, but it makes me wonder if this has happened other times with other politicians.
Yeah.
And if he's going to turn out like Trump.
It's really disappointing because it's also really hypocritical. And then for like Biden to kind of lampoon Trump for all this stuff and then just do the exact same thing like 4 months later, it's pretty baffling, to be honest.
It's concerning that, you know, the people with that much power in our nation are able to do things like that, you know, no matter what side they're on.
And yeah, it shouldn't be like a political party thing. Like this is just like happening with everybody across the board. It's not just like one side or the other.
But then again, he might also be doing it like for the people's benefits. I mean, I don't really know what that is exactly, but you know, he might be.
But you don't know what those documents are.
Yeah.
Well, true.
I don't know. I find that scary, to be honest.
At the end of the day, you were breaking the law by doing that. So, you know.
Yeah,
definitely.
All right, next, ongoing University of Idaho murder the ongoing investigation continues in which 4 students were killed in an apparent crime of passion. While the investigation is still ongoing and new information about the students and suspect, Brian Goldberger, is still coming to light every day, one interesting piece of news that came out of all of this was that the name Brian, both spelled with an I and Y, has dropped in popularity for baby names. So, are we done with Brian? Is that not like a good baby name anymore?
I love the name Brian. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but like, you know.
It shouldn't be a reason to like drop the name altogether, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like the third bad Brian in the news recently, because there was the other guy that like killed his ex-girlfriend, and then the other guy that killed his wife. A lot of bad Brians out there right now, but there's some good Brians.
I mean, there's Brian from Family Guy, but I don't really think if he's like a good person. But I mean, like, okay.
Well,
but
he's a dog, right? He's not even really a person.
Well,
so
yeah.
I
It's
don't
kind of
think
a bad
True,
dog.
but he's a bad
Yeah,
character
true.
in general.
Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. That's it.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
Walter White on Breaking Bad.
True.
Great actor.
Okay, but do you think like that's happened with like all serial killers? Like, for example, Ted Bundy was Ted canceled? Like, you know, like I don't feel like they should cancel every single name
Ted's
just
like a
because
pet
they
name. Like that's not what you would name like a human.
a pet name.
My grandfather's name is Ted, Jack. Are you serious, man?
It's insulting.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
You can. And my dearest apologies to him.
It's all right.
And his family.
It's all right.
Was he in the service?
He was a Marine.
I'd like to thank him for his.
They called him Teddy.
Awesome.
Yeah, look at that.
Finally, the Oscar nominations were announced yesterday. Films like Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, The Banshees of Inisherin, and All Quiet on Western Front came out on top for the most nominations. Other notable picks include Avatar, Women Talking, Elvis, Tar, and more being nominated for Best Picture. So, are we messing with the picks this year?
I personally love Avatar. I really, really want that to win. But
Okay.
then again, there's like also really good ones, like how they highlighted Elvis and, you know, like his entire lifetime. I really think that was really good too.
See, that one got criticized actually. Like a lot of people either liked Elvis or hated it.
I
Same
didn't
with
watch it.
How did they hate
Blonde
it?
on Netflix. Like I loved Blonde. I thought it was going to get nominated. I know the actress Ana de Armas got nominated, I believe.
That was the Marilyn Monroe one?
Yeah.
Yes, Marilyn Monroe one. But like, it was also so controversial because like it wasn't portrayed right to like the actual person. But you know something? Avatar is just not the way to go.
It's
the
so
first
good.
one
The animation
was too long, and the second one
It's
no,
even
it's
longer.
not.
Okay, well, if you're on a
Please,
plane and you're
anybody
watching
agree?
it, then it's fine. You know, if you're on a plane and you're
so
watching it.
long.
Okay, can we also
It's
talk
like-
about Top Gun Maverick?
I didn't.
Like, no,
I didn't.
no.
I don't think it's like deserving to be nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah,
agree.
my parents liked it. I fell asleep.
My parents loved it too. I fell asleep too, also during the whole like final rush.
Because it's iconic to their generation, though.
Yeah.
Like, of course,
Yeah.
they're gonna like it, but you know.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was surprising that Nope by Jordan Peele didn't get a single nomination. That movie was
Yeah,
great.
that was
No.
great.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
not
crazy.
a single one.
That should have honestly been nominated for Best Picture.
I thought that was one of the best movies all year.
I
but-
think Everything Everywhere should win though.
I think
Banshees
Avatar
of
should win.
Inisherin was good. Tar I really want to watch. And yeah, it was a good year for movies, I feel like.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, and that's all we have for today. Remember, T-Wolfpack, there is always time to chat.
Now it's time for your Pet of the Week. Our Pet of the Week is Polyama's lizard, Darwin. Darwin is a bearded dragon species. He has all sorts of colors and spots on him, ranging from yellow to brown. He's named after Darwin from the Cartoon Network show, The Amazing World of Gumball. Last year, during December, he officially became 1 year old, and some of his favorite things to do include climbing around, chasing after crickets, and crunching on carrots. His favorite food would have to be raspberries and peas. Darwin is a funny little guy who loves Halloween, colorful objects, and making messes. If you'd like your pet to be featured on Pet of the Week, direct message us on our Instagram account at CPHS News or tweet us your videos and a short bio of your pet, also at CPHS News. And thanks for taking time to join us during your den. You can catch anything you missed and more on our Twitter or YouTube at CPHS News.
And don't forget to follow our dedicated sports Twitter at CPHS_sports for updates during the games. With CPHS News, I'm Katie Whitmarsh.
I'm Jack Polshuk.
And I'm Abby Martinez. Remember, make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Have a wonderful Wednesday, Cedar Park.